Hello, Rob here, and let's talk some games. Today we're talking about Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, or PES 2020, which has had the addendum to its title this year, eFootball, at the front of it. Now, I'm not going to blather on too much here because it is a football game, and there's not a great deal that's changing on iteration to iteration. So, we're talking exclusively about Master League and the playing experience. So that's what this review is. That's what this video is. Now, I've got a history going back with PES all the way back to when there was two concurrent Pro Evolutions. I think it was one on PlayStation 1 and then 64. They were playing very, very different. So I've got a long history with this franchise, and the one thing throughout all of its history that I've really respected about it is its ability to feel fresh every year. I mean, how it plays is fundamentally the same. It still feels very grounded. The players still feel like they have some sort of traction and presence on the pitch, and the way the ball moves as well, it has some weight to it. I don't mean that when I say how it feels fresh. What I do mean is, let's say you played PES 2019 and you played and you got very good at it, and then you played PES 2020. It feels like you have to relearn the game. And the people who developed this at Konami have been very, very talented at doing that over the years, where they weight the game in different ways, they change the mechanics, they change the rhythms of certain things. So it does feel like you're playing, not necessarily a new game, but it feels like you're playing a game where you have to relearn a lot of the aspects of how it's put together year on year. Which is its big differentiator between itself and FIFA, because you play FIFA 18 and you're already an expert at FIFA 19. Historically, anyway. I can't speak for 2020, not having played it. But on to Master League. I think it was either last year or the year before, where they said they have a 3-year plan for Master League, and each year they're going to update it in some sort of way to get to the third year where it's going to be Master League. It's going to be the Master League they want it to be, the evolution that they want it to have made, so to speak, using words. Because that's a big problem with this franchise. The Master League was effectively the same thing for a very, very long time. And some of the things that I've had a problem with for a very long time are still there. For example, it still has that, when you're buying a new player, it's effectively useless to buy anybody over the age of about 28, because they will be on a nosedive as far as their stats. So basically we're talking about only buy people like Messi if they're over that age, because everybody else will be on some sort of nosedive of quality, which makes the investment of buying players over 26, 27 kind of pointless, really. I mean, yeah, you could have some sort of decline of skill, but don't literally put a line there telling me how it's going to unfold. It's something I've had a problem with for a great deal of time, and I'm kind of annoyed that they're not fixing that. However, there are other things in the game which work wonders, I think, and scaling backs in other ways. For example, in 2019, when you made your manager, you could craft him using the on-game player creator, I guess they call it. So you could put yourself in the game. And the manager mode now, the Master League mode, you'll have a selection, I think, of about 20 different popular, well-known managers. Not like household names in a lot of the cases, but well-known enough. And you pick one in your club, and the ones you don't pick will become your behind-the-scenes staff. Which is weird. It's a weird inclusion, I've got to be honest. And the reason why I can say that the rest of them take on the faces of your backstage staff is because it's got a lot more cutscenes in Masters League, so most of the key games you will have a cutscene with your player, your manager even, deliberating some stuff. It'll have you contacting and talking to your your chairman. It'll have you with your new signings and your chairman with your new signings. It'll have all of these little bits. It'll have press conferences. Although admittedly, the press conferences are basically the same selection of questions. They'll ask whether a certain player is going to be in the team. Which again, from what I've seen of FIFA, that seems to be there, and it seems to be integrated in a slightly better way because your actions and your responses will have some sort of relationship to how your team, the happiness of your team, the happiness of your players. But at the same time, it's intriguing in the sense of it's evolving in some way. It's evolving on the back of a very strong engine. Yeah, it's PES, it's football. It's telling how they've changed the name. They put the eFootball at the beginning of it because that has been how PES has been evolving recently. It has become kind of a major esport. I mean, I'm not going to be one that's going for esports, mainly because that's just not the world that I belong to, really. But finding your niche in an industry where FIFA is basically steamrolling it in every regard, it's good for Konami, given they've had a couple of years. They've had a few notes on the gameplay. The referees are still god-awful. And it still has this thing which has been in PES for a very long time, actually, where you can basically hammer the other team and then your opponent will get a free kick, which totally wasn't a free kick because, like I said, the refs are awful. And then they'll get a lucky, well, I say lucky, they'll get like a diamond goal. I know that kind of represents football, but at the same time, its systems and the way it implements that doesn't really feel like it's playing fair. It plays very well, let me just be clear about that. It plays exceptionally well, but it's very, very clear when the game doesn't want you to win. The licensing as well, it's very much keyed towards where it's popular, which is kind of an obvious way to be successful. I admit that, but that's very much in line with the Asian territories and the South American territories. The European licenses are basically the first Italian league, the French first and second league, Belgium, I think Switzerland, Russia, no English leagues whatsoever. I think Liverpool and a few others might be there. But coming from it as an English person playing Premier League things, it's relying on the community to put the strips in, put the teams in, that Konami can't compete with FIFA. And for the lining of the industry, the lining of the video game ins and outs and licenses and what costs what and who can afford what, to be aware of that whenever you load the game up, I'm not a fan of that. That kind of bugs me, but that's me bugging on an industrial thing rather than picking on the game for something it does right or wrong. But like I said, it's an evolution. I'm more interested at next year's because this is the third of the 3-year cycle of bringing Master League to where they want it to be by their own admission, and that's more interesting, I think, than this halfway house evolution, I think, which is all a good evolution, but it feels like it's one step away from being really special like it used to be. But that's Master League. The game is as excellent as ever, and that's PES 2020. eFootball PES 2020, I should say. If you've got anything to add, comment below, click like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.